Hello viewers. I don't know whether prepper and survivalist communities have ever considered this. It's a community, and through thousands of years of human history, people have lived in communities of one type or another, whether it be Western or the more primitive types. But also think about that these communities have always had some form of rule of law within the community. If somebody does something wrong, usually some sort of punishment is meted out to them, and it's usually decided by, in most cultures back in the day, it was decided by the elders of that particular community, or sometimes on a tribal basis. However, in a prepper community, a modern day prepper community, survivalist community, what is the rule of law within that community? Is it based on civilian law as we know it now? Is it based on military law? Is it based on your own law? And if it is, how do you determine punishment for crimes? Do you redefine what is a capital crime? Is a capital crime, as we know it today, can it be lowered to the point where people are stealing food? Is that a capital crime in a prepper survivalist community, in a grid down situation? Something you want to think about. You might want to think about it, depending on what law system you've got in place. Do you imprison them? Depending on the punishment for the crime. Well, okay, you can imprison them. That takes up resources, takes one hand out of the field, one set of legs, one head, one brain, one set of eyes. Yes, they could be dangerous. What we consider today as a minor crime could be considered as a capital crime at that particular point in time in that community. But to imprison somebody means that you've got to have resources to keep them fed and watered, someone to keep an eye on them, exercise them, maybe, I don't know, if you want to look at the penal systems we've got these days. Or do you exile them? Think about that, exiling them. This is a personal person or people that have been in your community for quite some time. They know the dynamics of your community. They know the key figures, they know the stores, growing crops, your logistics, going down to firearms, medical, you name it, the whole 9 yards, and you're going to turn them loose out there with a week's worth of supplies. You're going to boot them out of your community. Okay, what do you think's going to happen? If they meet up with another group out there that's not so friendly, well, yeah, I guess, if he needs more food and supplies, he's going to blab his mouth. He's going to tell them about this community that's just over the hill. They booted me out for such and such, yada yada yada. Whether he tells the truth or not, it's another thing. Yeah, information can be bought and sold. No different to today. But in a prepper survival community group, you've really got to think about people who break the rule of law in your community. Like I said, whether it's based on civilian law as we know it today, military law, or your own rule of law. Something to think about, folks. And perhaps some viewers can, who are already in prepper communities, survivalist communities, maybe they can give me a bit of insight into what they've decided. In times of long-term disaster, I don't know. Do you go as far as executing somebody? I don't know. I just don't know. What are your thoughts? What is a capital crime? Thank you.